coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. What's up?
What's going on with you?
Ain't nothing. See what you got going on up in here.
Yeah, trying to put together this game room.
Up in here.
Yeah,
I ain't never seen nothing like this before.
Trying to feed the kids, man.
Yeah, I already know. You got enough of them. You got enough of them.
Yeah,
I done met the girls. What kind of game is this?
It's a fish table. What you do is you change the denomination here. Whatever's in this till right here is what you're wagering. So when you put your money in, all these little creatures, when you bust them or you capture them, they all pay out a certain amount of money. So you got certain creatures that pay out more. So you can play as much as $3 a tap.
Okay.
Play whatever your pockets allow.
Right.
Right? If you win $2,000, $3,000, you get paid out.
Right on the spot.
Right on the spot. Like 5 cents can win you $20. You tap on 5 cents can win you $20.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's highly addictive. A lot of people play this.
Online
and everything.
Online and everything. Fish.
Yeah.
So how you get into this, man?
I stumbled up on it. I was doing cellular, had a few cell phone stores at the time, and being as though I was in electronics, a lot of opportunities really walked through the door. So a friend of mine actually bought me an online game, and then I looked into it, didn't think none of it. Ended up with my grandmother and my mom being at the game room, and my grandma was the type where she didn't come out after 6 o'clock. She shut her blinds, everything. Like, everything is shut down. And my mom, she's a night owl, and I was talking to her on the phone like we normally do at night, and I heard my grandmother in the background. And my grandma asked, I said, "Well, you at grandma's house?" She was like, "Nah, we at the game room." "Well, what is the game room?"
Right.
And she told me where she was, and I went out there, and my grandmother, 2 o'clock in the morning, wide-eyed and everything, smiling from ear to ear. And she was enjoying herself in a setting similar to this. So I was like, yo, I need to get off these cell phones and get into this. And they got my grandma out the house.
Business,
Yeah, this is where I need to be at.
Man.
So I just started looking into it, and the rest is history. I got into it and really started to understand the business and the legality of the business, and it's been feeding me and my family for the last couple of years.
That's what's up, man. So if this don't be packed, to be a lot of people.
Oh yeah, it's like a social club, man. It's like a big party. You got music going, you got prize giveaways, you're seeing people you haven't seen in a while.
Right.
It's crazy. It gets really, really amusing in here. So,
man, I've been trying to get with you for a minute, man, because it's like, I knew all the things you was doing or whatnot, man, but it just be surprising to me. I don't know how it be to you, like when you know people in the penitentiary, and like I say, we know each other from being in the penitentiary, man.
Yeah.
So when you see people out here and they successful and they doing their thing, man, it's always, something good to see. And, we done already chopped it up, had lunch, and I done met the kids and all that, man, but just for me, the first time to see you, what I'm saying, what you doing, man, this is amazing, man.
Yeah, it's actually on a smaller scale because I had a bingo hall where we had like 32 poker tables. We had a 12,000-foot bingo room, machines in the back, and the setup was to give back to local charities, teach charities about charitable gaming,
right?
Give them an opportunity to make an impact on whatever mission they had. Instead of knocking on doors and trying to sell donuts, trying to wash cars, you got kids on the corner with these youth groups. They're panhandling, and it just rubs me the wrong way.
Right.
But I tried to be able to give back through gaming.
Right.
So I switched from this and I went to that, and we were also creating employment for the casinos.
Right.
The casinos were coming here, and that's a new industry here. So instead of bringing people from outside the state, give them employment. When you have an employment issue here, you have you got people that have no jobs. I was giving them an opportunity to learn the industry through what we had going on at the bingo hall, to give them a straight line to getting a job in the casinos. So this has been operating on several different levels.
Who knew though? Who knew?
Yeah.
I would have never thought that. You know what I'm saying? All I knew D from playing ball and getting the girls, man.
Yeah.
Y'all did. This is the same D that I told y'all about on my story. I told y'all I was gonna bring them to y'all, man. This is D, the Don Juan de Marco. You know, if it's a girl in the vicinity, you better cuff her, cause D.
Yeah, I wish I had
D,
it like that. Yeah,
yeah, D be on it, man. D be on it, man. But yeah, man, this amazing though, man. To see what you're doing, see how you living, man. See how you transition from prison, man. That's the inspiration for everybody. That's what I be doing, you know, with my channel, man. Just trying to let dudes know, no matter what you've been through, man, you come back. Life ain't over, as long as you still breathing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can still do things, man. And then, like I say, you not only doing what you're doing, taking care of your kids and feeding your family, but you also employing other people, man. So that's dope, man. That's real dope, man. And I bet you there's a lot of dudes in prison when they seen that neither. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All they see is D on the basketball court, man, or you know, out there in the hallways and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this amazing right here, champ, man. Let's sit there and tap it up, man.
Okay. Banky talked about he ain't never played no games besides Pac-Man and Tetris.
Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. And Miss Pac-Man. You got to think, man, when I went in, man, Run DMC and LL Cool J was jumping when I went in the penitentiary. Oh, yeah. And Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man, that's what was going on when I went in. Yeah, and Nintendo. Mike Tyson. Yeah, that's all. Mike, that was the drop right there. Yeah. Mike Tyson came on, I was already in, so I was already gone. I went in 87. So all this stuff, man, with me trying to figure out how to do YouTube and work the internet and all that stuff, man, I can't figure out. That's too much on.
I'm gonna tell you what kind of gave me, when I got the job in the treatment department, I was able to work around the technology, like the computers and all the other stuff. So I learned a lot of stuff from them being in there because I was late too. Like when I got locked up in 1990. So they didn't have all the computers and the cell phones. Like we had the big cell phones with the big battery pack on it and everything like that. But the technology, like I was even lost when I came home and a friend of mine came to the house without me giving her directions. I'm like, how the hell did you find the house? Right. She was like, there's a thing called navigation is on your phone, right? So I was lost to that. So a lot of stuff, I was afraid of a lot of stuff, like certain jobs, because I didn't think that I knew computers or the technology well enough. Right. But when you are a true hustler and you get involved in something, you see it's a cash benefit in it. Yeah. Or you gonna learn it. Yeah. That's your motivation. Yeah. That's your motivation. That's your motivation, man. So even when when I first came home, I got introduced to a few people who were in the entertainment industry. And what they were doing was they would pay these artists to come to the area. They had venues, and they made their money off of marking the price up, and off the money they made off the venues. A friend of mine, because I was, like I said, I was kind of out of my element with that, being in large crowds and not being able to be on top of everything, because I'm doing business. You got some of the craziest people that you can run into in certain shows. So a friend of mine was like, man, you'll like the cellular business. I'm like, no, man, it's too much for my brain. And at that time, they were flashing phones where they would bring an old phone and put it on a whole totally different network. Right. So when he introduced that to me, I was like, man, flashing phones, that's out of my league. He was like, Dedrick, you like fast money? 10 out of 10 people got cell phones now. Right. He said, man, get in this lane. So I tried my hand, and I learned how to flash phones. At that time, I think the price for flashing the phone, we would charge the customers like $125, as much as $150. That's on top of the monthly plan, right? And the price of the phone. So any one sale, you can make about $300 off of one cell phone. Right. So to me, in my world, that's a good flip, right? Especially when you're only investing maybe about $50 into the hold up for a second. Into the business. That's the kids. So I started to see, hey, there you little girls, I met most of them. This London, this Demi, she's the whaler. I met you. You don't remember meeting me? You cry a lot. You don't remember meeting me? You remember when we went to 8? Remember the place where we had the seafood that y'all like? Yeah. Our peoples, that was me. I was the one who was with y'all. Hey, how y'all doing? This Taylor, the instigator. Always keeping stuff started. Nah, Demi is the one that don't mind her business. This is I'm the crybaby. AJ, this is the quiet storm right here. Yeah, I remember her. She was the one trying to get everything straight. Yeah, trying to get everything straight. But then when she blew like a volcano. My other daughter, she is at camp, and my son, he's at home. He don't deal with us like talking about it. He get off. He says too much stress for him. Too much stress. Yeah, tissue. Oh, you know where the bathroom is, right?
It's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing, man. Where y'all going today? Y'all going to have some fun today?
Water Country and Busch Gardens.
Y'all going to Water Country and Busch Gardens? Oh, y'all balling today. Y'all balling today.
Huh?
Yeah, y'all balling today.
Joan coming with y'all?
Yeah.
She can't. There's not enough room in the car. Don't lose your seat. And you can stay here with Joan.
It could have been enough. It could have been enough. But just in the back. She could have said,
It's not enough. Y'all go have some fun.
can I get my phone?
Yeah, y'all have some
It's in the
fun
car.
today, man. Nice seeing y'all again.
It's in the
I
truck.
was just making sure.
You don't need it up there. You don't need it up there. You get it when you come back, okay? Go have you some fun. Let the cell phones go. Where you going to get some snacks? No, you going big back.
Oh, I want some.
Huh?
I want some. I'm thirsty.
Y'all have snacks in the car.
No, we don't.
Y'all do have snacks in the car.
We was going to get some snacks.
But make sure you leave some money back there. Let me get here. They be the guys. It's some cold. You want cold water? Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, you don't need all. Come on. You can't eat that yet. Remember?
Huh?
You can't eat that yet
Why?
because you got your tooth pulled yesterday. So
Two
go.
over here.
I know, but that might be a little too hard.
There are chips in there.
Dad,
Dad, didn't you just
you can eat these.
Dad, didn't you just eat a Slim Jim yesterday?
You shouldn't eat Slim Jim. This might be too hard too, D. To be honest.
You know that's all.
Tell Miss Monica to get you a. But then y'all don't need to buy no snacks then. Y'all taking all these snacks with you.
I can
You what? He said you can't hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me. Get out of here. Yeah, I love y'all. Go have a good day, okay? All right, I'll give you your phone when you get back. You don't need it where you going.
She do.
Where Demi go?
She went out.
Have a good day. I love you, baby.
Love you too.
All right.
Yeah, man. Show beat the life we had, don't it, man?
Yeah. No lie.
Show beat the life we had, man.
And it's a good thing I wasn't a womanizer because I got 5 girls.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
They say it's a blessing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see. It's been a blessing so far.
Oh,
though.
absolutely, man. Absolutely,
Definitely
man.
been a
And you
blessing.
know, just to have them yourself, man, that's amazing. You in their life every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, like I say, man, we know a lot of people, like a lot of us that ended up in prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't have a father in our life.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? Either by, you know, them, you know, getting lost to the streets, either by them, you know, getting killed, or either by them just being a deadbeat.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? To be in prison, man, especially for you know, multiple years, over a decade, and come home and still take care of your responsibilities, man, that's admirable.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? For
Appreciate
sure.
that.
And I know you, that's first and foremost.
Yeah,
Because every time we
that's
talk to
priority.
you, every time I talk to you, nobody was I got to do this with the kids, so I got to take them here
Yeah.
first. I got to do that first. So yeah, I know that's where your priority is. So that's probably, you know, the key to your success too. That's probably why you blessed, dog.
Keeps me grounded, yeah.
And that's
It
probably
keep
why
me
you
grounded.
blessed, because that's how I believe. I believe if you keep your karma clean, even, you know, nothing gonna guarantee that you ain't gonna go through no bad times.
Yeah.
That's just what life offers.
Yeah.
But I believe when you keep your karma clean, the end result gonna be you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You'll get back on track.
Yeah,
And I
universal
think when
duty.
your karma is all messed up and you doing credit stuff and you know all that larceny and all that, that's when things don't work out for you in the long run. But when you keep your karma clean, man, it's gonna work out, man. It just might take longer, but it's definitely gonna work out.
The universe
Yeah.
gonna reward you.
Ain't no question.
You definitely
Ain't no
gonna get
question, man. But man, back in the penitentiary days, man, this is what I'm amazed about. This is what people probably amazed about too, man. Because like I say, when you know people in the penitentiary, you know how they go, man. You can only assume, guess. You know, everybody in there got a gazillion stories. But you can only assume or guess what a person will be like on the street.
Yeah.
Opposed to
Yeah.
what they tell you. Oh, I be out there, I be getting it. Oh, I be out there, I be doing this. Oh, I had this, you heard it all.
Yeah.
So like I say, I don't know how it feel for you, but that's how it feel for me. When I do see somebody, I always like compare what I knew for them in the streets to what they doing out here.
what you expect
And
them,
yeah,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it be wild. It's just like I say, the thing that about me with you was, like I say, we was always cool, but I always knew you were gonna have a job. I always knew you was gonna be in the mix somewhere in that hallway. I think you was in the hallway first, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was downstairs in the
Yeah,
hallway.
you gonna be in the hallway. Yeah. You gonna be down there in that nursing department or that counseling department where them women at.
Yeah.
I always knew that, and I knew you would be on the basketball court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't have thought that you had like the entrepreneur mind that you got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People can't see that. You can't see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like say you did like what, 14 years?
14 years, yeah.
And you been out here how long?
18 now.
18.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And they ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's amazing, dog. You know what I'm saying? The success of 18 years alone being out here and not, you know what I'm saying, falling back into the trap. That alone, because we both know a lot of, you know what I'm saying, that then came in and went back in there by way of whatever, you know what I'm saying? So what was your driving force that made you like say, man, this ain't never what I want to do again?
I think when I started having my children.
Right.
Because when I first came home, I was blessed to have my brother hold me down. He's well off. He's well off, and I stayed with him and his wife and his children. One of my biggest, I'm gonna call it a fantasy when I was incarcerated, was to come home and take care of my family. Spend a lot of time with my family because I felt like I had been stripped of that.
Right.
Even during my period of incarceration, it was people who had kind of fell off that I was just like, yeah, they supposed to love me to the end. Like, I know I'm locked up, but still come see me. So the visits was getting thinner. But when I had the opportunity to come home, I had a few nieces and nephews. So what I started doing was spending as much time with them, giving them something that I didn't have, and that was a male role model, right? My nephew is like probably one of my biggest success stories. He had got into a situation that was similar to the same thing I got locked up for. He was about 6 foot at the time, and he was only 12 years old. So he's about 7 feet now.
Oh.
But he played ball on the collegiate level, traveled across seas. But I got him out of the streets and got him back into his books and into school.
Right.
And he's doing very well for himself right now.
Yeah.
So those are my motivational pieces when I have people that I had direct influence on, and I see them prosper, I see them doing good. I saw some of the same traits with guys that I was incarcerated with. I'm not the old wise owl. I don't have all the answers.
Right.
But I try to make moves that are beneficial.
Right.
Things that are going to get us to the next level.
Yeah.
And one of the older guys, one of the old heads in the pen with us, he used to always stay on my back every day. He said, man, hold your head up. Like, it'd be sometimes, you know, you're in deep in thought. You kind of hold your head down. You're not beat down, but you're just in thought. He would come through and he'd be like, man, ain't no homo. Like, hold your head up. You young, black, beautiful, and gifted. Don't ever forget that. Right. And he would tell me that every single day. And he used to give me an air about myself because in that environment, you either try to adapt to it. He taught me not to adapt because it's not my reality. Right.
It's not nothing you want.
It's not normal.
Except it's something you want to deal with.
You actually you want to keep fighting off this reality because it's not you.
Right.
It's set up to have us thinking and acting a certain way. That's why when you see certain brothers come home, you can tell they did a lot of time.
Yeah.
With some guys, like I tell people all the time, I've sat down with mayors, I've sat down with senators, the governor, and I'll sit there and they'll be like, well, where you been at the last couple of years? What you been doing all your life? And when I start talking about the penitentiary, they don't believe me. Everybody laughs like it's a big joke, like this guy is such a kidder. Right? No, I really did time because you can't see that part of me. I fought against it. Right. And out here, you're not afforded, when you're going through working a 9 to 5 for someone else, you're not afforded the opportunity to show who you are and what you can do. Right. They look at your background. The first thing on the application, have you ever been convicted of a crime? They don't give you a big section that says, explain what happened. It's just a yes or no. And once you hit yes, because you're being truthful, right? You want someone to accept you for your faults, and you're actually applying for the job because you're trying to start off anew. You get shot down before you even get a chance.
Straight like that.
Luckily, I was given a job through my brother-in-law. We got around the criminal history part of the application. Worked there for almost, I'd say about a year and a half. He got me a job in the warehouse. You know me, I'm not trying to get dirty. I'm in the warehouse. I got, dust coming out my nose every time I blow my nose. And
Yeah.
it wasn't me, but I was willing because he stuck his neck out there for me. I said, well, I'm gonna represent him well.
Yeah.
And there's other job positions within the compound. I said, so I'm gonna just try to move around the same way I did in penitentiary. Right? Until I found my niche. So one day a lady came through and me and her was talking, and I tried to pull the charm on as much as I could. You know, she worked up in the office, and I was like, look, I don't want to be here in the trailer. She was like, well, you don't look like the trailer type. You don't like the type to work in the warehouse. I said, yeah, I'm better in administration. So she gave me a shot, and I was responsible for inbounding millions of dollars worth of equipment coming in and out of the warehouse. Right? I used to work by myself with a female guard.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, it sound familiar, right? With a female guard, and me and her end up being the item, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But we ran the entire facility from 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning. So another company bought that company out. And when they bought the company out, they started running screens on everybody that was working for them. There was a lot of merchandise that was being stolen out of the warehouse.
Yeah.
So if you had a traffic violation, they were firing you from that. So with my charges, you know, I had first-degree murder, robbery, use of a firearm, and escape. So, you know, I had what was considered a very high crime.
Yeah, high risk.
So I knew I couldn't put that on this new application they was making everybody fill out. So I tried to bow out gracefully and just disappear so I would save any shame for my brother-in-law at the time. So no call, no show. I didn't show up for like 3 weeks. I got a call from the general manager. Hey man, are you still with us? I'm like, oh, it's no call, no show, like no brainer, right?
Yeah.
3 weeks. He was like, come on, he said, we can talk about it. I said, dang. So it just goes to show you the value that I was able to display in the time that I was there. I haven't been to work in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you still asking me, am I working for you?
Right. Yeah.
So I go back in and me and him sit down and have a conversation, and he was like, well, we can talk about it. It might be something that we can overlook. He said, well, how bad was the crime? I said, pretty bad. He said, man, it couldn't have been that bad. I said, it was pretty bad. He said, well, you mind telling me what it was? So I told him, I said, it was murder. I said, but I wasn't the one. I didn't take anybody's life. I said, but I was with someone who did. I said, and you know, I grew up with the code of the streets. You know, you see and you don't see, and you hear and you don't hear. If you didn't do it, you just keep your mouth off of it.
Right.
And that's what I did. But in the state of Virginia, you're guilty by association.
All the time.
If you witness a crime and you leave the scene, you're just as guilty as the perpetrator.
Absolutely.
So I was convicted under those pretenses. I mean, it was wild at the time, but just kind of getting back to when I came home and had the job and what got me out of working a 9 to 5 and working for myself. This guy blew so much smoke. Oh yeah, you're an incredible employee. We'd love to have you back if you want to come back. I came back for 30 days for me just to train someone else to take my job. Then they gave me a bullshit story saying, hey, we gotta let you go.
Yeah,
And
but all the time the angle was they just wanted you to take the skills that you have and train somebody else so they could make sure when you left they still could feel the position, without missing the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that's that penitentiary larceny.
Exactly,
that's
right?
that penitentiary larceny right there.
So knowing, then I'm starting to see the value in me now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, well, you know, I was gone for 3 weeks and these guys asked me to come back. So
Right.
I must not have had no easy shoes to fill.
Right.
I said, but I'm gonna just take this as a springboard. I'm gonna bounce off of this. I'm gonna get into something totally better. I haven't worked for anybody since then.
Right.
And my mind said, I don't care how sweet the job is, how much you pay. I make my own hours. I make my own money. I'm my own boss.
Right.
Right. It doesn't put me in a position where, you know, if I have to employ people or give people an opportunity to make their money, I'm not considering myself a big I and them a little you, because they bring something to the table that helps excel my business.
Already.
Right. So everybody is of value. So I don't look at people like, you know, you work for me and you do what I tell you and that's it. You know, because if I didn't need you, I wouldn't employ you.
Right.
Right. And my time is more valuable than any piece.
Absolutely. Most
anything.
valuable commodity on earth.
So, and being as though I lost all that to penitentiary, and I got brothers who are coming home from penitentiary, I try to put them in position, right, to earn them a few dollars because my dream and what I got going on might not be there.
Right.
You know, it might not be a lane they want to get in, but it's a way for you to generate some money, get on your feet.
How old were you when you went to prison?
16.
16.
Yeah.
So in essence, then, if you go into prison at 16, you know, we don't know nothing at 16.
Nah.
So the mindset and the way you learn how to maneuver, the way you learn how to do the things that you now implement out here in the real world, you learn that within the penitentiary.
Not necessarily, because I started hustling when I was like 11, 12 years old. And I was already on my business shit before I got locked up. I couldn't put a lot of stuff in perspective because what I was doing was taking money from the street and trying to put it into a business. At that time,
at 16.
At 16. And I got offered. I had just bought my first car. I was putting sounds in my car. Back then, that was like a big thing, putting the music in your car. It's still a big thing now. But the guys I went to was like, "Oh, you making a lot of money in the street. Why don't you put it into sound and audio?
Right.
All you gotta do is come up with about 15 to 20 racks, and we can get you into the business." So me being out in the street, not understanding the law of the universe, I'm sowing bad seeds. So it would have never worked anyway. Right. But my thing was, I can get to the 15 racks easy. I could do a lick. I could do. There's a whole lot of stuff I could do to get that 15.
Right.
And I'm in business. I ain't got to live this life. But I was raised right, so everything that I was doing in the street, I knew was wrong. Right. But I wanted the nice clothes. I wanted the cars. I wanted all the stuff that adults. I never got a chance to live my childhood. Right. To be a child and really to enjoy that part. So it went from hustling in the street to incarceration. And that's a whole nother world that I was introduced to. Definitely. Because when the shows that I saw coming up, it just gave you a different look at how penitentiary life was, right? To me, penitentiary was a blessing. Yeah. I learned a lot from religion. Right. I learned how to be a man. Like I was learning from other men in penitentiary. Like they were my fathers. Yeah. I'm closer with some of the guys I did time with than some of my own blood. Yeah,
I tell people that too because especially like in my situation, right, I spend more time with dudes that I met in prison than I had with my own family. Just because of, the amount of time. I did 33 years, so I wasn't even on the street 30-something years. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I haven't even been on the street to this day. Before I went to prison and counting the time I've been out of prison, I ain't been on the street 30-something years. So I definitely, got a great kinship to a lot of people that I met in prison. And I met some good dudes, man. And I met some mentors like that too, man. Like Van, you know what I'm saying? Van. Van was very, very instrumental, man, for me in prison because I was young, I was green, I was a hothead, and Van was into a lot of things and put gambling, doing that, but he was always calm. And I never forgot that he was always calm. And I was getting ready to give dude the business one time, and he was my homeboy too, but he had really got under my skin, and I was getting ready to really fix him. And Van seen it. Without even saying, he seen it. And he pulled me probably within 5 minutes from me busting the move. Yeah. And he sit me there and he would talk to me, man, and I told this before the people, man, and it's something he said that I never forgot it, man. I always try to remember profound things, but he was like, man, so what you, I said, no, he deserved it, dog. He said, well, then somebody gonna give it to him. He said, just ain't gotta be you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He said, just sit around and wait. Yeah. He said, somebody gonna give it to you. And I told him within a month and somebody split his head open. It's just admirable, man, to see what you doing out here, man. I think, I wanted to, definitely been trying to get this interview with you for a long time, man, especially since I had told the story about you online, right? They wanted to see you. They wanted to put a face with you. Then when we ran into each other and you remember I posted a little short and posted a picture? Yeah. That don't got over 10,000 views. You know what I'm saying? It in itself, right? So they wanted to hear your story. So, but we probably will recap and do some more when they won't want to know about, you up in that penitentiary and how you was able to, especially right now, it's so relevant, how you was a dude that I knew, and I knew a lot of other ones that was able to still, while being incarcerated, get what the dudes want the most. And that is a female, you know what I'm saying? Because, you had access, you had the charm, you was able to put yourself in these positions where you was you know what I'm saying, able to get with a woman in prison, man. So that alone had you 16. You had already at 16. You had already been with some women before you came to prison, right?
Yeah.
But you know,
but I didn't learn women until I was actually incarcerated. And I'm gonna say one of the blessings that came out of it was when I was, because I had a lot more time with my job. I was able to talk more. It wasn't just all physical. Like,
right.
It got emotional. And this one female that in particular, she got pregnant. And she was dealing with a guy on the outside as well, so she didn't know who she was pregnant by.
Right.
Now I know I was at the time I was in love. Like
right,
I was
right.
in love. This is my
yeah.
boo. I used to see her, but I had to walk by her as if I didn't know her.
No, yeah,
because
know.
I couldn't expose what we had.
Right.
I'm talking about even during the time when she was pregnant. Like, this is somebody who I think it might be carrying my child, who I can't say hi to, who I can't say, hey, babe, I ain't seen, because I hadn't seen you since the day before, right? So I got to bottle all these emotions and just dumb everything down like she don't even exist to me.
Right.
But I gained some strength through that too, because I was faced with a lot of challenging times in my relationships out here with women. Whereas the average guy would have probably lost his mind and did something retarded because he couldn't contain his emotions.
Yeah.
He couldn't deal with it. So that experience, it did two things for me. It let me know that against all odds, I can still appeal to my equivalent nature, right? Mm-hmm. Regardless of me being at my low, I could get, because I actually had something, I won't reveal her name, that everybody on the compound wanted.
I know.
Including the guards and everybody else.
I know.
So, for me to be able to bag her, it was just like, yo, you unstoppable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about, like, by her position, because she was a counselor, she knows my charge, so I can't lie and say I'm coming home tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's usually the main way dudes be getting the girls.
They use that, I'm ready to come home, so they start selling fantasies. I'm not a salesman, right? In that field, I'm not a salesman, so it was nothing. It's just I had all me. It was just all natural. I don't have no game. I'm probably one of the lamest dudes you ever gonna run across when it comes to game. Like, I don't know how to approach a girl and be like, yo, my name is such and such.
Yeah.
It's natural and it's organic.
Right.
So when me and her connected, it was more me just kind of pushing her to the side, because my old head used to always tell me, he's like, look, the women do the choosing.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, we want. He said, yeah, but she already know when she see you what she want to do with you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
She may not just come right out and tell you, because she gonna feel you out a little bit. So I don't know if you remember, I had the job downstairs. I was working in the basement.
Yeah.
So I had the freedom to roam from commissary to rec to the library to the school.
Yeah.
And I liked my position because I can get around.
Right.
And I was gambling at the time, so you can move canteen around from here to there.
Yeah.
The guy was like, yo, you need to get a job inside the treatment department.
Yeah.
This was my counselor.
Yeah.
At the time, is a guy. He was dealing with one of the other counselors.
Yeah.
Who had a little pool down there. So he was like, yo, get a job down. She wants you down here. I'm like, yo, if I get in there, I'm stuck in there. I can't get the rec. I can't, I can't get to the library. He was like, look, you don't need all that. He said, you can get there if you want to. He said, but here you're isolated from everything else.
Right.
I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that to myself. Went on for a couple of months. Then my old head got to me. He said, man, I'm seeing stuff that you don't see.
Yeah.
He said, man, everybody's attracted to you. He said, man, you stand out in a crowd.
Yeah.
He said, a lot of these guys, they going, they're working out, they coming in with their shirt off, they trying to, shoot their shot with the women. He said, it's natural for people to want what they can't have. Right. Right? He said, and you're walking past these women like they don't mean nothing to you. That's drawing them to you. Right. He said, I want you to just start watching everybody else that's walking around down here and see how the women look at them. So I'm seeing women like, they waving dudes off, and these are dudes that I was like, yo, I know he can bag her. Yeah, because I'm giving them their props. The same thing, yeah. Right, I'm giving dudes their props. Yeah. Like, no homo. I'm just like, okay, dude suave. He got what it take. Yeah. But I'm seeing him strike out. Right. Damn. So now I'm walking past women. I don't look back over my shoulder to see how fat her ass is.
Yeah.
You know, even though I'm looking at her, but it's the same respect that I would have on the street.
Right.
This is not who I was when I came in.
Right.
You know, I was getting, you know, at that time, I had my share of women.
Yeah.
Right. I was dealing with women that were older than me.
Right.
So it's not nothing new to me, but you know, being locked up, you kind of lose. You lose some of your.
You lose a little bit of your swagger.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you know, like in a sub position there, like everybody looking down on you.
Exactly.
And you looking like, man, I don't want to be, I'm locked up. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
We all got the same thing on every day. We got locked up in the cell, everybody telling us what to do.
So you start to become a little insecure, and you don't even realize it unless you're around real dudes, and we pulling each other up.
Right.
And that's what I like about the camaraderie I got in there.
Right.
When you got real brothers that can talk about everything under the sun and not feel uncomfortable about it.
Yeah.
And we basically pulling each other up, and it's therapeutic that we even have conversations like this, because it allows us to keep that mentality that we can win.
Yeah.
Regardless of what the opposition is.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm a man no matter where I'm at, or no matter what I got on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And you have a lot of officers, male and female, they'll try to strip you of that.
Yeah.
If you let them, they'll try to strip
Absolutely.
you of that. You know, they'll try to look over you, look past you. They can't hear what you saying. You talking right to them. And one of the main things used to irk me, man, for my entire bit, is it like we talking right now, right? Or you'll see two officers talking like this, and then as soon as you call them, one of you call them, then they'll be like, yeah. Like you're so disgusted that you call them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you having so much fun right here. It's like they looking down on you.
Yeah.
That's how I used to always feel if I see them talking and I say something or call them something and their disposition change or their look change. I used to be like, man, what you know what I'm saying? They think that you beneath them.
Yeah.
But you have to always present yourself like, nah, I ain't beneath nobody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But that was but that's how I knew, you know what I'm saying, you was able to maneuver your way around in that administration, you know what I'm saying, and be able to be around them people, because you was more like a low-key dude. Like I told you, you won't know you won't never one of them type. I ain't never know you to be one of them type of dude. But I've seen you in positions where somebody you was ready.
I gotta check it.
Yeah, you was ready to go.
With me, I had to learn how to pick and choose my fights.
Right.
I mean, by pick and choose my fights, I take on a challenge all day long.
Right.
You can think of something sweet if you want to, and you run up on it, you're gonna get the worst.
Yeah, for sure.
But I knew what I had to lose.
Right.
I was striving to get out of the penitentiary,
Absolutely.
not to stay.
Ain't no question.
And if we and you get into a fight, it's not gonna be a regular fight.
Right.
So I'm gonna come to you chest to chest and let you know, like, look, what we beefing over right now, the misunderstanding we got, we can put that to rest. I'm man enough to come to you and approach you like that.
Right.
Now, I'm not gonna wear no ass whooping, so if you whoop my ass, you can't sleep around me.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And I don't expect for me to whoop your ass and you gonna sleep around me.
That's right.
So
That's
we got to fight to the end.
Yeah.
It's gonna be that. So if I'm gonna put my time, all this, I built my good time up, because I lost my good time one time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about at the age of 19, I'm sitting in the hole at Southampton Correctional Center. Me and this little spider that's in the corner, I'm in the hole. Dude was snatching a whole bunch of ass, and he got a whole bunch of lumps on his head, right? Bad boy, but you tell the administration, oh, D did it. Yeah. So I'm sitting in the hole. My update sheet comes from Richmond. This is in 2000, hold up, excuse me, let me back it up. This is 1993. My update sheet, my release date was 2027. We just now in 2024. In 93, it says my release date is 2027.
Yeah.
I lay back on the bed, I'm like, these numbers got to be wrong. Because I was too young. I got into, I'm gonna do my time mode.
Yeah.
Right? I gotta do my time. I let my time do me.
Yeah.
I'm gambling, I'm doing everything under the sun, trying to make my days go by.
Right.
But when I lost that good time, that's when I realized, yo, it's some light in it, I can get the hell out of here. Right. How the hell am I gonna tell my mama my discretionary then went from, because my discretionary at the time had jumped to 2014.
Right.
My mandatory was 2027. So I'm like, how the hell am I gonna tell my mama? Like, we had some hope at first, right?
Yeah.
There's no hope now.
Yeah, 27. That's some stuff you can't even see.
You can't even see. So when I started talking to a few old heads, they was like, yeah, this is how much good time you get accumulated for staying out of trouble. Man, start programming. So I started programming. I started grooming myself for the outside. I started grooming myself for the women.
Right.
If I want to, have an intelligent conversation, a decent conversation, I want them to respect me for who I am and not just see the blue that I got on, right? So now I got to carry myself different, right? Because when people see somebody self-destructing, they'll stay away from me too.
Absolutely.
I got a time bomb. Like let me stay away from them.
It's an anchor. They're gonna bring me down.
Exactly. So when I was in the opportunity to be around the women and starting to now look at penitentiary as not just a place where I need to get adapted to or conform to, I'm preparing myself for release. I want me a nice girl on my arm. So I was picking and choosing. Like just because a chick was making herself available, like I would walk past a girl or officer, and I'm looking back at her to see if she's looking at me. Right.
Not looking back at her to see if she got fat hand pots.
I'm trying to see if what my man is telling me they choosing, and I'm really attracting them, and I'm trying to see what he's seeing, and bro, I started seeing it. I said, oh, they want me. So I'm watching how dudes pants about the pocket. Hey, officer such and such, how you doing? You look good today. Boy, go to yourself. That's how they would carry.
I know.
I'm talking about women that we wouldn't bet our eyes at out here in the world. I'm talking about chicks that chicks that look like Betty Boop, right? Big head, nobody. And they getting this play and this attention from these guys, and they getting an air about themselves where they looking down on dudes like me, like you. Do you even know who I am? Like I'm confident in me. I ain't cocky. I am who I am, whether I got on blue or I'm out there in the world.
Absolutely.
Right? So when I started carrying like that, I started to see how a lot of people, the prisoners and the guards, were dealing with me different. I ain't never been no snitch. I ain't never had to tell on nobody. Right? I was just who I was. I didn't claim my Norfolk set. I didn't claim no Richmond set, no DC set. If you came on the penitentiary and you saw me, you didn't know where I was from. Because my thing was, I'm gonna try to get along with everybody, but if I can't get along with you, we just gonna stay away from each other. Right? I ain't gotta go to war with you because you going through the same thing you're battling with incarceration.
Same dog bit you, bit me. That's what I tell them. Same dog bit you, bit me. They ain't gotta fight each other.
Exactly.
Look, man, listen, man, this joint could go on forever, man. We gonna do this again. We'll do a part 2. TBP Nation, I know y'all gonna wanna hear some more about D. We ain't even touched on the surface of how much he got going on, man. Y'all seen the beautiful young queens he got. He got a king too. He doing a lot of things, man. He done came home. He is the epitome of what you could turn your life around, man, and be successful after prison. You know what I'm saying? You know, like after prison show. Shout out Joe. You know, after prison, he like the epitome of that. You dig what I'm saying? Because he didn't let one of the worst moments of his life, or probably the worst moment in his life, define him. And as you could tell from some of the conversation, like even when he talking in the video, he telling you the jewels and the things he learned while he was incarcerated that has now enhanced what he's doing post-incarceration. You understand? And like I say, he out here, he helping kids, he employing people, man. He taking care of his own kids, man. Big ups to D, man. And we gonna talk some more with him. Y'all gonna see a lot more of him, man. And he got a lot of things in the works, man. But I'm gonna let him tell y'all about it. But y'all gotta leave it in the comments, man. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know if y'all want some more D, aka Dedrick, aka the man is out here doing the thing, man. TBP Nation, stand up, man. Salute. We out here. Be safe, be smart, make good decisions, and duck them hooks, man. They out there. Appreciate you, my dog. Already, man. Already. Yeah. Man, great interview, man. We out here, man. And I'm gonna learn how to play this fish game. I ain't played no game ever. I'm gonna learn how to play this fish game. Might win me $1 or $2.
Look, now I'm gonna tell you something. It's very addictive.
Let
me grab some money real quick to show you
I might have to leave it alone.
how this thing. That thing then took some people.
Fish game, man. I might have to leave it alone, y'all, man. They say don't do it, man. I don't need no addictions, man. But it do look appealing. I guarantee you my grandson them play this. I guarantee you they be playing this stuff.
I don't know, man. This is a casino game right here.
But he says on the phone, though.
No, it's a casino game on the phone, too. It's gambling.
Oh, no, well, he ain't playing. He better not be
straight
playing.
gambling.
Oh, he better not be playing it. It's crazy, though, man. This is what it is. It's what it is, man. Who'd have thunk it?
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm going gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.